This is McFly Angler.
And it starts now.
To start, we will need a red anodized long shank curved hook like these Daiachi 1273s. I usually tie these in size 18 to 22, and today we will be tying a size 20. Put the hook securely in your vise. For thread, I really like this Vivus 10-aught in black. It's a flat thread, which will be beneficial for this fly. Start your thread with a hook eye gap behind the eye of the hook, and bring your thread down into the back bend of the hook, but leave a long thread tag like this. Then bring your thread back up to just behind the hook eye. Now we need some clear micro tubing. A small piece like this will tie 5 or more flies. Make a pinch wrap to tie in just the tip of the tubing. Stop your wraps a few wraps down from the head. Then we need some red Flashabou. If you can get a wider flash, it will make the next step easier, but this thin stuff works just fine as well. Cut one strand off the hank, and then tie it in with a couple tight wraps. Now stretch the tubing tight so it doesn't bulk up the hook shank, and then tie down into the bend of the hook like so. Then bring your thread back up to just behind the hook eye again. Make touching wraps up the hook shank with the flash, and capture it at the head and snip off the waist. To make this more durable, let's add a brush of super glue over the flash. Now we need to take the tubing and stretch it out tight. Then start making open spiral wraps up the hook shank, leaving a little gap in between the wraps. As you get further up the shank, lessen the stretch of the tubing a little so it gives a natural taper up the hook. Once you reach the head of the fly, then capture the tubing with a couple tight wraps, and then stretch the tubing tight and snip it off. Now take the thread tag end and start wrapping up the hook shank in between the gaps formed by the tubing. Once you reach the head, then capture the thread and snip off the waist. Now build up the head with a couple wraps and then whip finish your fly. To finish this fly, I like adding this Solarez ultra thin resin. Paint a little around the head of the fly and then cure it into place with a UV light. And there we have it, the finished fly. I came up with this pattern and designed it to fish the San Juan River. It's a guide style, easy to tie, red annelid pattern that is just flashy enough to get the fish's attention, but still not alert them to something is off. It has caught me more large trout on that river than any other fly I've ever used, and I'm sure it'll be great on any other western tailwaters. As you all know, I got you all a discount at www.dooliesflyfishing.com and www.risenfly.com. Risen Fly manufactures their own rods, reels, hooks, and more, all at great prices for very high quality. Doolies offers all the name brand fly tying materials at excellent prices. If you want to get 15% off at either of these shops, just type in McFly at checkout. I also want to thank all my patrons. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this channel and get some great perks like early access to my videos, one-on-one tying support from me, and more. So go to www.patreon.com/McFlyAngler to sign up today. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that like button. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.